I spent my own hard-earned money on this, a Bambu Lab P2S. Specifically the combo with the AMS2 Pro. I've printed a fair number of custom parts with it, mostly for my custom sim rig cockpit, video in the cards above, and I thought that I would give you my thoughts and experience with it, because hot damn this is good. I'll say this up front, this feels a lot closer to a tool than a hobby. Sure, material choice, print settings and stuff like that is required knowledge to get good prints out of this thing, but the level of automation that this thing has is incredible, making it functionally plug and play. Gone are the days of fiddling with every single nut and bolt on your printer just to get it to print anything at all. This thing is practically perfect. I should clarify that this isn't a review, at least to my usual standards. I don't have anywhere near enough experience, especially with FDM printers, and I have skin in the game in the form of my own money sunk into this thing. So this is simply my thoughts and experiences from using it and running several rolls of filament through it already, and I'll leave any conclusions entirely to you. Okay. Hot damn, even the unboxing experience is polished. Like the AMS ships bolted into the print bed to save space. You unscrew a couple of bolts, pull some foam out, pull the AMS out the top, push a few tubes in for the filament, connect their 6-pin mini Molex connector cable between the AMS and the P2S, attach the screen with a ribbon cable and then it just sort of clips in, install some filaments. And that's pretty much it. It will run a calibration for about half an hour where it will do vibration compensation, motor noise cancellation, and automatic bed leveling. Seriously, this thing is insane for how well designed it is. There are print files sort of pre-installed for stuff like benchies or a bed scraper, or you can connect it to your Wi-Fi network for LAN printing. There is also a USB port up on the top for fully offline printing, although it's worth noting that you need a USB stick installed to capture video time lapses. Oh yeah, there is a great little camera up in the sort of top right left-hand corner as you look at it from the front, along with a brilliant LED light. The UI on the built-in screen is brilliant. It's responsive, pretty easy to navigate even for a complete beginner to the platform, and you can do everything you want from here. Start prints, change settings, start calibrations, and even turn the lights off. You can even manually set temperatures for the bed and the hot end, run the extruder, move the bed and head. Everything is here and it's easy to use. Connecting it to your PC is a little weird. You will need the IP address, the access code, and you will need to put it in LAN only mode too, which is a little strange. Also, there is a cloud connectivity aspect here. While I believe that you don't need an internet connection, especially since the IP that the software is going to is a LAN only address, this might not be quite as private as you perhaps might like it. Once it is connected though, it's great. You can watch the live feed, slice and start prints, view the time-lapse files, and do all of the same calibrations and controls that you can do on the printer's display. That's pretty neat. When it comes to filaments, well, this is probably the first crinkle in the experience. Bambu Lab introduced encrypted RFID tags on the spools and readers in the AMS, which does have the benefit of the printer always knowing what filaments are in the AMS and what settings to use and what color they are, all that sort of stuff. It's great. But if you don't buy Bambu's own filaments, well, you can enter a generic spool and tell the software and therefore the printer what you've put in, but the experience is definitely less than seamless. And Bambu, as far as I'm aware anyway, hasn't opened up their RFID tag schema to anyone else, somewhat locking Bambu printer owners like me, out from a potentially very decent experience with anyone else's filament. The only print failure that I had here was with a third-party PLA, where it clearly got too hot and slightly clogged the print head. Luckily, it failed at the perfect spot for me to just print the missing parts and superglue them back onto the main sort of plates for the stick mount that I've made. And the smart features that they have here meant that the print paused itself instantly. It attempted to clean the nozzle itself and didn't waste any more filament stringing it all out. That is incredibly smart and useful. The experience using the third-party filament, though, definitely wasn't. I have since bought some more Bambu filaments, mostly because it was on sale, so it actually cost less than the Amazon Special PLA that I've been printing with, or have been printing with partially, and should give me a better experience overall. One nice thing that Bambu does is sell refill spools. So instead of needing to replace the spool itself when the filament runs out, you just sort of twist them open, slide in a fresh roll of filament, stick the new RFID tag down, and kinda hey presto, you're done. Less waste, smaller packaging, and less cost. That's really cool. Print quality is amazing. The texture from the stock print plate is gorgeous, and even with basically default settings, it's incredible. Layer lines are there, obviously, but they are super fine, and for more structural stuff like the stuff I'm printing, this is perfect. I do have one gripe, which is that essentially when you use supports and print holes vertically, because I needed the layer lines in a particular direction or orientation for the most strength, they come out ovaled and often have a flat spot where the support met the actual body. That isn't a big deal, just to draw them out to the proper size anyway, but it is something that I definitely noticed. It's also, unlike my Elegoo Mars 5 Ultra resin printer, the tolerances here are a fair bit looser. A hole that's meant to be, say, 9mm might be between 8.5 and 8.7, so keep that in mind when modeling stuff, especially when mixing parts between both types of printer. I should also mention the noise too. Even with the motor compensation or noise compensation, this is not a quiet printer. With the large prints taking double-digit numbers of hours to complete, it's kinda rough to have this anywhere near your bedroom. I've really kind of had to time some of these prints, with the print that I'm hopefully showing sort of footage of now taking just under 12 hours to actually complete. I started it at 10 AM yesterday and had to wait until, 10 PM-ish the same day for the thing to finally shut up. That's probably the limit for how long I can, have a print last, as I'm keeping this up here in my studio, which is just close enough to my bedroom to be unfeasible to print overnight. It's kind of a shame. It's also worth talking about the cost. The P2S with the AMS2 Pro is £700, with filament spools being anywhere between £10 and £20 per kilo, depending on how many you're buying and if they come with the spool or if they're just refills. That 12-hour print that I mentioned used about 250 grams of filament, or about £3 worth of plastic. Not bad for a crazy sturdy sim racing wheel mount. So, while the printer is a pretty penny, the prints themselves aren't exactly expensive. And to be honest, the printer would readily pay for itself compared to commercial printing services. JLC 3DP wants £27 minimum for the same model that I printed for £3, and that's resin, white only, etc. And that's without shipping, and that's kinda rough. So, in short, I really like this thing. This is so plug and play, so smart, so intuitive, and it's just so damn easy. Especially with Bambu's filaments, it's just a seamless experience. There are so many smart features, and just the ability to design something, slice it, hit print, and that be it, not have to worry about it at all, is incredible. Then, a few hours later, you have a thing that didn't exist at all. It's kind of crazy. You don't need to fiddle with it, tune it, tweak it, and manage it. It pretty much just works. And that has meant that I have not worried about a single print when printing with this. This is just a tool for me, and I love that. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Of course, I'd love to hear yours in the comments down below. Like I said, this video is clearly very biased in the favour of the fact that I paid for it and I quite enjoy it, but I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. If you want to check one out, I'll leave a link to it in the description. Not an affiliate link, but feel free to have a look. And otherwise, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos, not quite like this one, more general tech reviews. And yeah, check out plenty of other videos in the end cards, including the Mars 5 Ultra video. Otherwise, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you all in the next video.